In a busy city filled with noise and ambition, there lived a man named Arun. Everyone admired him. He was the kind of person who could turn an idea into gold. Confident, unstoppable, and always busy. But deep inside, Arun was drowning. His mind never stopped talking. Every decision felt heavier than the last. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't think. His empire, built on confidence, began to crumble. He lost focus, lost people he cared about, and slowly lost himself. One day, out of desperation, Arun traveled to the mountains to meet a wise monk. He hoped to find an answer, a new idea, a new method, something to fix the chaos inside him. When he met the monk, he said, "Master, I've read hundreds of books. I've studied psychology, business, meditation, but my mind feels like a storm. Please, teach me how to calm it." The monk smiled quietly and began to pour tea into a small cup. But he didn't stop. He kept pouring until the tea spilled over the edge and ran across the table. "Stop!" Arun cried. "It's overflowing." The monk looked at him and said, "Like this cup, your mind is full. You cannot receive anything new unless you empty it first." Arun stayed in the mountains for several weeks. He woke before dawn. He sat in silence. No phone, no plans, no noise. At first, his thoughts screamed louder than ever. He wanted to quit. He wanted to do something. But the monk simply told him, "Do nothing. Let the storm pass." Day after day, the noise began to fade. He watched the sun rise, not as a businessman, not as a leader, but as a human being. And in that quiet space, he began to hear something new. His own heart. He realized that for years he hadn't been chasing dreams. He'd been running from fears. He wasn't building his life. He was escaping his silence. The emptiness he feared was not his enemy. It was his teacher. When Arun returned to the city, nothing around him had changed. The buildings were the same. The people were the same. But he was different. He rebuilt his company, but this time, without the noise. He worked with peace, not pressure. He listened more, spoke less. And when others asked him for the secret to success, he only smiled and said, "I learned to empty my cup." Moral: sometimes, life doesn't ask you to add more. It asks you to let go, because a full mind can't see clearly. But an empty mind can reflect the truth like still water. When your world feels loud, when your problems seem endless, don't fight them. Pause, breathe, empty your cup, and in that silence, you'll find every answer you were searching for. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs peace today. Subscribe for more stories that calm the mind and awaken the soul.